Welcome back to the Cossy Arsenal channel. My name is Cossy. Welcome back to a brand new video. Mosquera is very close to joining Arsenal in a 20 million euro deal. Valencia and Arsenal are now working on the final stages of the deal, and that should be one deal out of what's going to be a very busy week. According to Henry Winter on TalkSport, Arsenal are going to have such a good week, but also a very, very big week in this coming 7 days. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel as well. What is going to happen in this week? We'll be discussing what Henry Winter says is going to be the full plan of Andre Bata in the next 7 days. Now remember, Andre Bata was given an ultimatum by Mikel Arteta, and that ultimatum matures this week. So Mikel Arteta said he wants to go to preseason with many of the signings, and many of the players that he doesn't want to be there need to be gone. Now the big question is, can we sign all the players that Mikel wants? Maybe not. Maybe by preseason we've got Madueke, and maybe we've got Mosquera, and maybe we've got Gyokerez, and we've got these other signings that have already been confirmed, and you're still waiting for Rodrigo, and you're still waiting for maybe one more signing, maybe Eze, right? And then Mikel Arteta is saying, can we get rid of the players that I don't want? In fact, if you look at the article made by Henry Winter, it's a long list of players that Arsenal are trying to get rid of this week. So let's dive into it. Can we do it? Which players do I think will be leaving Arsenal by this week? And which players do I think will leave Arsenal, but the work will be done this week as well? So let's start off with the incomings. Number one, Arsenal are expecting the arrival of Christian Mosquera this week. Now, Christian Mosquera is a deal we've discussed before on the channel, and it went blank. It absolutely went blank. And the reason for that is Arsenal and Valencia had agreed. They didn't really have an agreement, but they had valuations of the player that were a little bit different. Valencia was saying, we want 20 to 25 million euros for our player. That is the valuation we have in Christian Mosquera. And Arsenal wanted to pay about 17 million euros for Christian Mosquera. And that's where the problem was. The problem was that the two clubs couldn't agree on a deal for the player. Arsenal made a bid initially, which was close to 14 million euros. And Valencia said, we are not interested. We are not listening. We are even going to try to give the player a new deal. So what happened was Valencia tried to sign him on a new deal. He refused. He rejected. And now Arsenal are on the verge of signing the player. Now, for me, this was set in stone. This was always going to happen. This is a situation where the player's given full, loyalty and full pledge to Arsenal. He's told Arsenal, I want to be there. I'm going to be the club that, you're going to be the club that I play football for next season. And we were told that Mosquera doesn't have a problem with fighting with Saliba and Gabriel for the centre-back positions. He wants to compete. He wants to work under Mikel Arteta. So it was about Arsenal making that second bid. It was always about us raising our offer significantly to a level where Valencia maybe we are not going to get more than that, but that's actually a good offer. I don't think Valencia are expecting 25 million euros for Mosquera. I think what they're trying to do, they're trying to force Arsenal's hand into paying enough, right? Now, Arsenal want a bargain, and of course you can't blame us for wanting a bargain. The player's contract is running down in 12 months. In 1 year, he will be a free agent. So Arsenal is saying, he will be a free agent. Why don't we give you 15 million euros and then you don't lose him on a free? And Valencia is saying, no, he's our top centre back. We've got 1 year to convince him to sign a new deal. If you don't take him this summer, we're going to keep him and we shall try to sign him on a new deal. But Henry Winter today has just said that this week, Christian Mosquera will be arriving at Arsenal to do his medicals, being confirmed as an Arsenal player, and everything will be done. Now, I won't be surprised if this is a deal that Arsenal has been, working on in the background. We know these days, Andre Bata and Mikel Arteta do a lot of plumbing in the background, and then we just see structures. We just see deals. We just see the complete deal. Take, for example, the Gyokerez deal. Like, it took some time, and then boom, Arsenal are in advanced negotiations. That was last Sunday. Out of nowhere, completely out of nowhere, Arsenal began negotiations with Arsenal were in advanced negotiations with Sporting. So I think this is the same. I don't think Arsenal are going to, negotiate every single day for Mosquera. It would be weak. It's an easy deal. The easier thing for us to do is go in with a second bid. It could be quiet, and then before we know it, it's gonna be a here we go, and Arsenal will be getting Chris Mosquera. Now, for me, Mosquera is important because there is a possibility that is like 100% that Kiwior leaves. In fact, if you look at that article written by Henry Winter, he actually says that Jakub Kiwior is one of the players that are going to be sold by Arsenal. Mikel Arteta no longer has interest in Jakub Kiwior, and he's going to be sold this summer. So if you're selling Kiwior and you're also getting rid of Tomiyasu, you need a backup replacement, a reliable player. Not only that, but also a player that is kind of, I would say, ready, right? And if for you to make Mosquera ready, what you've got to do is bring him in, let him have a preseason alongside Saliba, Gabriel, Timber, White, and Skelly, just for him to feel what is the new role gonna be like. Then Noni Madueke. Again, Christian Winter says that this week the two confirmed arrivals at Arsenal are gonna be Noni Madueke and Christian Mosquera. Now, with Noni Madueke, I can confirm, and this has been reported by Fabrizio again, he will complete his medicals in the next 24 hours. Part 2 of his medicals will be done. Part 1 is done, like I reported yesterday. So that is a done deal. I mean, if he's past part 1, is he gonna fail part 2? I don't think so. I think part 2 is I think part 2 would be the easier part. I mean, part 1 would include, checking the vitals, and then part 2 would definitely mean, you're checking for the easy things just to make sure that you've not left anything out, right? You're cross-checking and you're trying to confirm. So, Madueke, new Arsenal player, should be arriving and signing this week. The only two things I don't want to happen this week: don't give Madueke shirt number 10, and don't give him shirt number 14. I have got a very bad feeling that Madueke is going to take on shirt number 14. And I've got a very bad feeling. But I would want him to take on 20 for the Jorginho shirt number. I would want him to take on 18, the Tomiyasu shirt number. I would love him to take on any of those shirts, but not shirt 10 and not shirt 14. But, I mean, for Andre Bata, I think it's job done when it comes to Madueke. It's job done. Because the manager's told you, I want Madueke before preseason. And what Andre Bata has done, whether this is right or wrong, he's gone out in the market and he has signed Noni Madueke for Arsenal. End of story. Absolutely end of story. Like, whatever's going to happen from now on, it's on to Mikel Arteta. You asked for a signing, not the best signing you could get, but you asked for it, and the sporting director absolutely delivered. So, can Mikel Arteta get football out of Noni Madueke? None of us know. We're going to see it in preseason. We shall confirm during the season. So, those are the two you are expecting concretely to arrive at the club, according to that big man, Henry Winter. Now, of course, we've got Gyokerez. Gyokerez is the third one that you're going to see this week. Now, Henry Winter says that a deal has been virtually agreed for Gyokerez. Of course, there is this war that is going on between Gyokerez and Federico Varandas and Sporting and all this and that, right? But it's just about add-ons now. It's just about add-ons. And if Arsenal don't get this guy before preseason, Arsenal will not sign Gyokerez. I'm telling you. If Arsenal don't sign Gyokerez this week, like if we don't get to iron out our simple differences between us and Sporting, this deal is going to be off. And the reason for that is easy. The reason for that is very, very simple. Arsenal wants a rush decision, a quick resolution, a swift resolution when it comes to this deal. And I think we are very close. We are so close. I don't think we're far away. I think we're very close, right? So, after Madueke and Mosquera, towards the end of the week, towards the beginning of preseason, because preseason begins 19th, but then we shall have our first game on the 23rd. That is AC Milan in Asia, right? all action will be reported live on the channel. But Gyokerez will become the third, unless we get a shocking bid from Arsenal to Eze, to Crystal Palace for Eze. Unless we get a shocking bid. If we do get a shocking bid, then I won't be surprised. I'm telling you, I won't be surprised if Eze comes in before preseason. But I think Eze ain't one of those priorities that Mikel Arteta is dying to get. I wouldn't consider him a priority, honestly. I won't be surprised if he comes in before Friday or Saturday. But even if he didn't come in, I don't think Mikel Arteta would be fuming and would be angry. Not really. Eze is going to be like an options guy, right? The way you see Madueke. Right wing, you could play Eze. Left wing, you could play Eze. 8 or 10, you could play Eze. Left pocket, right pocket, you could play Eze. Replacement for Odegaard, replacement for Rice, you could use Eze. So Eze will come later with Rodrigo probably, but I think Gyokerez and Madueke and Mosquera sign this week. And I said it's a very exciting day. It's a very, very exciting week. If you get your center forward and you get a backup for Saka and you get a replacement for Tomiyasu and maybe Kivio, it's a good week. It's a very, very good week. That is Gyokerez maybe 75, and then maybe you go for like 15, not maybe 15, maybe 20. Maybe 20 for Mosquera, that is 95. And then Madueke 55, which is closer to 65. That is 160 million euros, right? Spent within 1 week. Oh, that won't be that bad. That won't be that bad. But let's talk departures as well, because Henry Winter says it will be a big week as well in terms of departures, and he says that the first departure Arsenal are looking to do is Jakub Kivio, and they're trying to generate income. This is the key word here, guys. This is the key word. This week, Arsenal would love to generate income from the sale of a couple of players. Jakub Kivio is number one. I've told people before, I can sense an Arsenal player whose time at the club is over. I'm sorry, Kivio's time at the club is over. I'm sorry if I sound rude. I'm sorry if I sound negative. His time at Arsenal is over. And the reason for me for that is simple. You have this guy that has failed to nail down a position, not in the Arsenal fans' hearts, and not within the manager. If Saliba got injured and Gabriel have got injured in the last 2 seasons, you've got to write your name among the manager's top options, right? A manager, among the options the manager can trust. But we are out there scouring and scampering for Dean Huijsen, 50 million. That tells you that the manager doesn't trust the options he's gone. He's got Gabriel, Timber, Saliba, and Skelly. That's it. Those are the players he trusts. And maybe, occasionally, Ben White. Those are the players that he trusts. So Kivio for me goes, and it's good value. There is good value for money there. There is very, very good money in Kivio. Maybe, what should we say? What should we say? Let's say 25 million euros, right? 25 million euros is the least I would take for Kivio. But the maximum amount of money I would take for Kivio is like 50 million euros or 60 million euros. I don't know if we could get 60, but 50 million euros is very good money. And I think we can get it out of Kivio. If Liverpool have sold Jero Quanch at 30 million euros, this guy has been, he's a young centre-back, promising, but very young centre-back. I think Arsenal could do better with Jakub Kivio. Then, next on the list is, among the players that we are looking to sell this week, Nelson. Yeah, Nelson has got to go. Nelson has got to go. Any amount, Arsenal should have sold Nelson a long time ago. Any amount will do. Trossard, Bayern are interested. Interesting. Bayern are interested. Fenerbahce apparently are not interested in signing Trossard, but Bayern are looking at Trossard. Fabio Vieira, he's got to go. Parma wants him. Carlos Cuesta is there. Likes him. Good player, maybe. Could turn his career around at Parma. Arsenal want 20 million euros. He's going to go, right? He's going to go. And lastly, what we want to do in terms of sales this week is Zinchenko. He's got to go. He's got to go. The problem with Zinchenko is the wages, but Arsenal, if we're willing to get about 20 million euros, 25, I think we shall be able to sell.